How's it going? So, League of Carry system is 100% working. So I played 40 games and I won 38. So I only lost twice. So I have 95% win rate. So dodging is a lot more effective than you think. So I'll show you some of my accounts. I'll link them in the description below so you can see. So this one is 11 wins, 1 loss. 7 wins, 1 loss. 6 wins, 0 losses. And then I have a bunch of small accounts, which is like 2 wins in a row. 2 wins in a row. 2 wins in a row. I have a lot of 2 wins in a row. It's just that when you start playing... again, your first game is usually always a win. And then second game is usually... But like... The problem is like... It's hard to play on a single account with so many dodges. Because I dodge 5 times and I play 1 game. So it's very, very hard to... You basically run out of dodges for account. I keep trying, like I play 1 game warm-up on account where there's not a lot of wins, like maybe 1 or 2. And then I try to play 1 on the big accounts, which is either this one, or this one. But the problem is, you just run out of dodges, honestly. And... Okay, so I updated the system. I mean, it's exactly the same as it used to be. There is absolutely nothing new. The only thing I added was when you play matters. I noticed that if you try to play 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., like I noticed the closer it gets to like night time, I'm talking like 12 p.m., 2 a.m. I played 3 to 6. No, I played I think 2 to 4 on, I think it was 2 or last week I tried. I just wanted to see what's up at night. Because I noticed like long time ago when you play at night, your teams are just absolutely disgusting all the time. And I wanted to see if it holds true for normal queue. So yeah, it holds true. There is an article in here, best time to play League. You can see that they do not recommend playing at night. Do not recommend playing at night. And I would tell you the best time to play is something between maybe 3 to 22. Basically, you want to play when the pool... let me just do bottom line here. Rule of thumb. You want to play when there is a lot of players queuing up. The bigger the pool, the better it is for you. Because you have to remember, like, you'll be in the winner's queue, so you need to make sure that the guys that you're playing with are solid, and then the enemy is going to be in the loser's queue, so they're going to be very bad. Like, they're going to be feeders, basically. So you want to make sure that this happens. You want to make sure, so you need... And you have to remember that system prioritizes fast game find, so you want it to quickly find you good players and quickly find the shitters for you to beat up on the loser's queue, right? So the bigger the size of player base, the better it is for you. Like, I found that out the hard way when I was playing 3-on-3 map ranked long time ago. We're talking about very, like 6, maybe 7 years ago. And then there, the pool of players that playing ranked is so tiny, it's incredibly difficult to impact the game. Very, very hard, because most of the time you are playing, like I was matched against like 3 challenger, and we had like me, I was unranked, 1 silver dude and a diamond player, against 3 challenger players, all of whom had 96% win rate in 3-3 map. So they just murdered us, and it was just kept happening over and over. You also notice that on Russian server, the pool of people is very, very tiny. So when you start playing, especially when you begin playing, like on a brand new account, the games are just disgustingly imbalanced. It's just like very, very, very imbalanced. So you want to make sure that there is a large player base, basically. Outside of that, everything else is true. Like, you have to play mid. Yeah, you do not. This is very, very important. Very, very important. Do not play against champs that you cannot kill. Shit like Ari Karma, Akali. Very, very hard to kill champs. Your teammates must be decent, or playing noob champs. In Garen. Your champ must be snowbally. I will put Aurelia in here as well. Now Aurelia is hard to play, but she's very, very snowbally. Their team cannot stop you, that's correct. Do not take any reach. Yeah. Do not take any risks. You have to be good. You play one, you review one, yes. You have a lot of rotates. I'd say I'm like, I'd say probably 20. Expect with an 80. Yeah. You can go with 75. Win 3 out of 4. So there is less pressure. Yeah, Professor must have 5 dodges in a row. Yep, that definitely works. Rotation of accounts. I was experimenting with different locations, but forget about it. Just basically start with an account. If the lobby is bad, dodge. Go to the next account if the lobby is bad, dodge. Basically, just do that. Okay, so core principles, like dodging is extremely important in League. I would say like League is 50% dodge skill, 50% dodge skill, and 50% individual skill. Because you cannot play games. Like, I'll explain it to you very, very simply. Where did I have my... The problem in League is that my... Do you remember I said I had an assumption where Faker Granny can beat Faker if she counterpicks him. Right? So, you have to understand that there are some champions that are so busted and they're so strong versus your champion that it requires almost little to no skill to beat you. So you need to make sure that the enemy team does not have those champions, because it's too easy to stop you from solo carrying the game. Champions like Amumu, Garen, Kassanti into Tryndamere, Tahm Kench to some extent. You have like Volibear, Nasus, Darius, Trundle. Trundle is obnoxious champ. Warwick, right? These champs are so brain dead that they will, even a person with one arm is going to make it difficult for you to win the game alone. Alright? Champs like, for example, now, you want to stop the 7-year-old kids with 2 IQ picking those champions. You have to dodge those champions at all costs. Otherwise, they're gonna stop you from carrying. Because look at their compositions. Look at their compositions. Okay? Look. Azir, not really gonna stop me. Like, find a champion that can realistically stop me in here. You see, like, they're just not... Like, you see, I lost the game, Trundle is on the team. Surprise, surprise, right? I took a risk in here. That was my mistake. Fully my mistake. What I like about the system is that you are not toxic as a person, because when my team was inting and Trundle was just on a rampage, I thought to myself, God damn it, I made a mistake. I should not have played into Trundle. Because he can, if Trundle gets fed, it's a problem. And I played with Teemo and Ezreal and Lux on my team. This is, unless they're like 100% win rate over 10 games, you should not play with the shit champions on your team. You want Trundle on your team, you want Darius on your team, you want Master Yi on your team, you want Draven on your team, you want Nautilus on your team. Do you understand? So, to some extent, you want the 7-year-old kids to be on your... If they're on your team, you want them to pick the brain-dead champions, and you want to play against champions like Sylas. He is good champion, but he's hard to play. You want to play against champions like Ionia. Again, good champion, but hard to play, right? Lux, good champion, hard to play, right? Who else? Lucian, Again, good champ, hard to play. Who would be another one? Mid lane. Let's say Malzahar. Malzahar mid lane. He's not super good, but I mean, his usefulness is questionable, right? Because I mean, if he positions incorrectly, he doesn't have any escapes, right? Who else? Well, let's have a look at like Omega shit champs. Ramos is like not a good champion. I mean, his problem is his farming is so difficult. His wave clear is so difficult. It's very hard to overcome it. As a champion, he's good, but this is very, very difficult. This is like it's a problem with the champion that his wave clear is just not that good, and you have to figure out how to overcome it. And to get that ability to overcome this problem is difficult. Nidalee, again, unless you are like professional level player, useless champion pretty much, right? Camille is exceptionally good example of this. She is omega useless if you're bad with her. Omega useless, right? But people pick her in low elo. I mean, this is like what, gold level game, and this dude just picks Camille. Of course he's gonna feed, right? Who else? Caitlyn is another one. Caitlyn is not a good champion, right? But in here, I think my team was good, so I decided to. And I looked at their team and I was like, shit, this is just easy. This is easy for me to beat. Who else? You see, I played into Poppy and Seth, but that's because again my team was good. You can get away with depending on how good is your team. Again, I played into LeBlanc, you see, but because my team was good. Who else do we want to see on enemy? Misfortune, very, very good, easy champion to kill, right? So when you see Misfortune on enemy team, that's good, because she's difficult to play, her effectively. She has no escapes. Right? So that's like very, very important for you to get a sense of. Basically, make sure that there are no noob champs on the enemy team, and if your team has to be either good, like you're talking like very good KDA, very good win rates, and their champions are decent, right? Or if their like win rates are like 30%, but he's playing Amumu, and you see that the enemy team is full of Lux and Caitlyn's, you can play with that, because you have to remember that Amumu is a stupid champion. I mean, he's broken, right? Like even a 7-year-old or 95-year-old granny with Alzheimer's disease can probably play Amumu, and she'll be still effective. So you see, like, but again, it's a skill that you need to develop to kind of get a sense of what you can get away with. And the second, of course, is your skill, which is you have to play strong champion, you have to watch your replays, and you have to study other people who play that champion on very, very high level, and they show you how, like, coaching. Like, this is where Get Good kids are actually true, correct, right? You have to actually understand what you're doing so you can not make mistakes, and then you can carry. And combine them two together, that's it, you get 95% win rate. As long as you can see your teammates. And that's a problem in ranked, unfortunately. They removed your ability to see, so Professor doesn't work, so impossible to play ranked, unfortunately, at the moment. Until I don't know, there's some kind of a system that is like Professor, where it can immediately show you the teammates. I know there is a program that I found that, but it's very, very time consuming. You have to understand it's very, very time consuming. So just play normals and that's okay. You know, just play normals. I did not notice much of a difference between normals and ranked, honestly. It's just not really. It's not a big, like, fun. I don't know. Some people may be playing ranked is like means something, but to me it's just like it doesn't mean anything, you know. So I don't know. Okay. But that's about it. I mean, it's good to go. That there's nothing really to. So at this stage, like, because for me it's hilarious to watch some streamers, and they're like, oh, you know, my teammate is shit, blah blah blah. But dude, like, you chose to play with them. You could have dodged easily. And I don't understand streamers that are like, you can clearly see that your draft is like some kind of Kalista, Tryndamere, and what's that lady again with the? I keep forgetting what's her name is. Kindred. Your mid lane is like Yasuo, do you know what I'm saying? And their team is just like Gragas, Draven, Nautilus, and God knows other toxic shit, right? You're just gonna lose, and that's it. Dodge the game, just dodge the game. It's a skill as important as individual skill, right? It's as important. Okay. So I'll put my dodge rate probably in here. What is my current dodge rate? Over 40 games. So I have 4.2 dodges per game. So that means for 100 games played, you dodge 420 games. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah, that's unfortunately. Yeah, so you see, for you to play 500 games, what's that as a percentage? Let me just think, hold on a second. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of dodges, basically. It's gonna be dodges. Now, in here note, the better your individual skill and champion, the less dodging you need to do. Because you see, that's what one of the things I'm thinking is Trinda, relative to Jax, Jax has higher carry potential. Trinda is a strong noob stomper, but Jax has a stronger carry potential, in my opinion. Because if Jax gets to late game, the problem with Jax is getting him to late game. Now that's the problem. I don't know how to do that, honestly. Like I'm just not good enough with Jax to be able to do it, and I'm not willing to spend, again, like you're talking probably 3 years of full time. Well, not full time, but I mean probably at least 4 hours per day to get to that level. Because you see, Trinda, I am already a very, very high skill level, and Trinda is good enough. So for me, you see, for me to spend 3 years training Jax, it's cheaper for me just to dodge 2 extra games and play Trinda. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really planning to do this like full time. I'm just kind of doing it for fun, you know. I don't get paid for this, so whatever, you know. Per one game played. Okay. So I noticed Vanguard is bugging Professor, but that is fixed now after I updated Professor. Yeah, so why does it work? Why does dodging work? Because losers and winners queue exists, and we're just basically dodging the losers queue, and that's about it. So you're either playing a stomp game or you're playing equal, but equal games don't really exist because you are a smurf. You are so good that equal games are almost never. Right? Okay, game lengths are a lot shorter. Let me just have a look at the game length. Yeah, so game length is 26 minutes. Let me just put it in here. What is the average game length? So I have 25.94 minutes. So what is 94? So it's 60 minutes multiplied by 0.94. How much is that? 56.4 seconds. So it's 25 and 56 minutes basically. 26 minutes basically. Okay. Then how long to review the game? For me it's 12.98, so 13 minutes per game. To review. How long per lobby? I was about 5 minutes. So you see, like, for you to... Realistically, it's like 55 minutes per game. Well, we're talking, okay, 15 plus 15 in here. It's like 40 minutes. 4 minutes per game played. And then you're talking 5 minutes per dodge. So, and we're dodging about 5 times, so 25 minutes. So you're talking like... You're talking a lot of time. One time, like, sometimes you dodge so much, it's insane. Like, I dodged 21 times sometimes, so... To play 2 games, it's gonna be like 3 hours probably. Very, very time consuming. Very, very time consuming, I have to say. That's what I'm saying, is that, like, it's... the better your individual skill, the less dodging you have to do. Because I know some challenger players, but I mean, you have to remember, you're probably never gonna... You cannot get to their level. First of all, because they're probably younger. A lot of them are like, I don't know, 20 years old. You have to remember that kind of like in gaming, professional, like high-level gaming, it's up to 22. Past that level, 24 maybe max, you start slumping because reaction time is just not there. So your skill, it's unlikely that you'll be as good as them. So they can get away with not dodging because they're full-time players. They understand the game. They've been playing it for like a decade now. Like, I know a dude, he can do 100% on normals, but he warms up on normals and he never loses, basically. Rangers. Well, let me find you his... Yeah, so this is a screenshot, you see. So if you look at his normal games, he's just like always winning, basically. Let me see if I can find anything else. Yeah, so he loses sometimes as well, I think. But if you look at his normals, he's just like always winning. But he's like, you have to understand, this guy is by himself, is just prodigy of the game. I mean, he just... I'd say a lot of professional people think that he is actually Rangerzx. He's actually one of the best solo queue players ever. On EU West, like at least on EU West for sure. Now Asia maybe is questionable, but on EU West he's for sure one of the best, for sure. Would definitely be in top 10, for sure. So like I'm talking about, the guy is extremely skilled at the game and extremely talented, and he's when I was taking those screenshots, he was still in his prime age. Right now he's probably slumping, but what I'm saying is you won't get to this level. It's just like and just won't get to that level. And so you're gonna have to dodge, basically. So you need your team to be slightly better than his team, and you need the enemy team to be not stacked with OP bullshit, so that you can, if you make any mistakes, it's not gonna be that impactful, you know. Okay. Yeah, team coordination, because you're playing in winner's queue, I noticed that team coordinates a lot better. Because in ranked, like, getting people to take Baron is like, you have to basically call their mom and be like, hey, can you tell this dude, can you tell Timmy to go take the Baron, because we need to win the game, you know. But in here it's very, very easy, like, because you're winning, everybody's happy, naturally the enemy team is dead most of the time, and you just go take the Baron and game is just smooth, you know. Dodge rates already covered. Yeah, so I broken down League into kind of multiple games. It's kind of like League divides into maybe 5 games. So you have League of Spamming, aka Ranked. I would not advise to play it, because all you're doing, you're just spamming Gragas top lane or some OP champion at 53% win rate, because you have to remember that the system, engagement optimized matchmaking system, is set to 53% rate. So you play 2,000 games, you're raging, eventually you get to your rank, diamond, whatever, master, whatever the hell you want. But I mean, it's a toxic game. Don't play League of Spamming. The second one is kind of similar to League of Carry, but in here you are basically not interested in self-improvement. You are not interested in watching your own replays. You just want to play some Tahm Kench top lane, some or some Alistair bot lane. You don't really want to. You kind of just want to win without putting in a lot of effort. And the way to do that, you can do that with Alistair bot lane, but you're gonna have to dodge a lot. So you're probably gonna have to dodge twice. So for 2 games played, you're gonna have to spend 6 hours probably. I did that with Nasus. I do not know how to play Nasus really well. He's a strong champion. I did that on Russian server. I got to like, I think 90% win rate. It was like 7 out of 8 games I won in a row, I think. But I had to play those 7 games. It was 5 days. Like, it was literally 5 days. I just had to dodge and dodge. First 3 games were very smooth. I done it on the first day. But then the system just keeps putting you to the loser's queue, and you just keep dodging. And you have to remember, Russian server, not a very big population, player base. So the lobbies were just obnoxious, you know. It's very hard to see if you're gonna win or not. So to get that solid 100%, you're certainly going to win. And you have to remember, Nasus is extremely unimpactful champion early game, unless you're like some kind of super player. But I'm not one of those. I don't know how to play Nasus early game. So I had to make sure that my team is gonna smash them so hard that I'm not gonna be bothered by what's happening on the map, and that I'm not hard counterpicked like shit like Darius or Set or some Mordekaiser or Ilaoi, because you're just gonna be useless if you play Nasus. You know what I mean? You can just solo lose the game. So you see, there are a lot of variables that I had to think of to make sure that I win every. So it was just like unbelievable amount of dodging, like insane. So this is, I don't think it's playable. So League of Carry is playable, because the higher skill goes, the less dodging you have to do. And I mean, most people watch television for like 2 to 3 hours a day, and in that time you can play maybe 2 or 3 games of League, which is completely fine, you know, so it's playable. One-on-one is definitely playable in League, and board games are also fun. Now, board games pretty good, because you get to play any champion, and you get to explore champions, fun builds work, you know, lifesteal builds, I don't know, on hit builds. Tank, Tryndamere, Vladimir, AP, whatever, critical sticks, whatever the hell you want. So you can kind of have fun in here a little bit, you know? Because in League of Carry you have to play only meta, which is Tryndamere, you know? So replay watching, very important. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you how to find a replay. 1 second. Alright, so let's say you are playing, I don't know, some oppressive champion. Let's say Talon, right? You want to know how do... Oh, whoops. I think you have to start in here. League of Graphs. Let's go with Talon. Let's go with mid lane. Now it's going to show you the top players. You see, you can see the top players in here. You probably want region EU West, like so. And you want, I don't know, normal and ranked, whatever. Whoops. Okay. So we can see that this guy is the best player. So we can click on him. Okay, so how do I find his games? So you go to your account. I don't remember, I think you press on profile. Yeah, you press on profile, champion name. Click in here. So this is this guy's account. Match history. And off you go watching replays. Now, they're not always available, depends on the patch, but again, you see, we can probably find maybe... Let's try Tryndamere. Tryndamere. Okay, so you see you have season in here as well. Let's go mid lane, maybe. Oh, that's because we're with this guy again. God damn it. So Tryndamere, EU West. Let's go mid lane. Let's go this guy. I hope that. Oh my! I think it's because the patch has changed, so that's why you won't be able to probably see their games. Yeah, you see, because it has been. The game has expired. 28th. Like, you can either watch stream or you can watch some. I was able to watch like 2 or 3 games like this, and you can. It's very very good to see what they're doing differently to you, and also you can kind of find coaching. I kind of left him here. Fogged for the win too. He goes through laning phase, like how to wave management, how to ward, how to observe the map. He really goes through fundamentals of that apply to most champions, honestly. So you can kind of watch it here, I suppose. And you can find your own players, you know. Okay, so we covered this. Oh, toxic gameplay. Yeah, probably not gonna cover this topic. It's just that I don't understand when Luke sees a Tryndamere playing against her and she still plays the game. Like, you have to dodge. Like, you have to understand that, like, dodging in League is essential skill. It's not like, oh, dodging is bad. It's like in poker, you see. You want to make profit in the long term in poker. People fold a lot of the times, right? So yeah, so you see they fold 80% of the time. So their fold rate is exactly the same as my play rate almost. So they fold 4 times and they play 1 time. So it's the same here. Principle is the same. You dodge 4 times, you play 1 time, because you only play hands or lobbies that you can actually win. And that's a skill. Like, folding is actually a skill. So in League, it's the same thing. Like, dodging is actually a skill. So do not just don't play into counter pick. Like, don't play into this shit like Gragas and all that bullshit. I mean, these champs, they are boring to play against, boring to watch, and the game is just obnoxious, right? So just don't do it, you know what I'm saying? Okay, anti-CC, I already talked about tenacity runes. Now, they're gonna change all of this with the new patch. The new patch I'm looking forward to. There's a lot more damage. Trinity is gonna be... Generally, damage dealers, I think, are gonna be slightly stronger. But I have not seen the tank changes, tank item changes. But based on Infinity Age Phantom Dancer changes, damage dealers... Like, if tanks stay the same... damage dealers are going to be very, very good. And I can't believe they didn't change Hydra. Hydra is such an OP item. And they didn't change it. It's unbelievable. But, whatever. Okay. Okay, cool. So, final thing I wanted to show you, because I know kids are going to be like, oh my god, look at this guy. He's playing in normals, playing against noobs, and blah, 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 right? I just want to show you that, because I don't know, I might be making some videos, just full game, because I really like to watch people smurf, I suppose. I like to play games where a person has an impact, as opposed to this random BS where it's like some kind of chaos going on. Like, I don't really like games where players cannot make an impact, but I'll show you kind of some. This is Master Tier level. You can kind of check out yourself in here. But look at this Tristana, she's 5 levels down, and look what she's doing. Do you know what I'm saying? How is that not inting? So, when people watch kind of my, some of my games, I see players do plays like this in normals. Right? So people will straight away, they will say, get good kids. They're gonna say, oh, that's because you're playing against noobs. Not really. The reason why they do that is because they don't understand kind of the problem I see with League players is that they do not have champion proficiency. You see, like the way I play Tryndamere, I only play Tryndamere. I understand the limits of my champion. A person who is Master Tier support decides to play ADC today, and you are in the queue with this guy, he's gonna be like bronze level player, basically, like iron player. Or even though on paper it says that he's Master Tier, but he will make plays like this. And you could see, like, where was it? Let me just find another one. One sec. Yeah, so I hope you understand what's happening here. Like, look at the items of Ionia. He has 0 items. And Tryndamere, right? Tryndamere is 1 level ahead of him, right? Has ult. And this guy just decides to all-in him with no flash. Literally, he has no escape. So, he just used his only escape. Trynd is gonna ult. He's gonna Q him. And, well, he's gonna... Like, Trynd is on full fury. Do you understand? Ionia on half HP takes 2 hits and an E to kill him. Do you know what I'm saying? And this guy just decides to all in. With no items, no flash, and the only escape is ult. He decides to use it and he just gets killed, basically. Another one was in here. One sec. Yeah, so this game here, look. Tahm Kench is level 5. Sage is level 4. Trynd is level 5. But. Tahm Kench has no flash. The lane is pushing in. And Trynd pinged Sejuani, said that I'm going to hit level 6. Let us dive. Let's dive this, right? You have to remember, Sejuani has red buff. So this guy is not getting away. He's just... There's no way for him to escape because he has no flash. And look, she just decides to, you know what? Adios, see you later. So look. You see Tryndamere pings 95% towards level 6. So this is a classic bait. Okay, so now he's level 6. Tryndamere pings, I'm going here. Sejuani pings, I'm going here. Look. Right? He landed his W, which is very important, right? This guy, that's it. He's done for, right? Look. Trynd is tanking, which is perfect. And they can, look, Trynd is level 6. And you don't see his items, but he's ahead. He's like 1 kill, he's like 50 CS ahead, I believe. They can kill this under turret, and Trynd will spin out because he is immortal. You have to remember, Trynd is immortal, right? And look, Sejuani just like, see you later, adios, bye. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, and this is Master Tier level. I mean, this was like... Maybe to some people it's not bronze play, but to me, like, this Sejuani just literally trolled. This is like, it's literally... Like, this is troll. To me, this is troll. Like, with red buff, Trynd tanking. Trynd is like, with items, no escape, no flash, Tahm Kench, and I mean, whom are they fighting against? Like, under-leveled Rek'Sai. I mean, come on, give me a break. He flamed in here, but I mean, that's for a good reason, you know? But bottom line, what I'm saying is that you see, like, on Master Tier level, the reason why... Generally, when you see plays like this happen, where, like, Lee Sin is just for no reason not ulting, or forgetting... I don't know, they're just, like, doing weird shit. And this can happen on any level. And that's because most of the time, when I notice when players do that, that's because they simply do not possess champion proficiency. Because, you see, Lee Sin has a very short cooldown, for example, on his ult. But most people don't know that. Do you know what I'm saying? So you think to yourself, holy shit, why is he not ulting? But that's because he doesn't remember that the Lee Sin has short cooldown. In his mind, he's playing some kind of Amumu who has like 3-minute cooldown on his ult, so he's not even thinking about his ult. Do you know what I'm saying? But and again, that happens because you have no champion proficiency. I mean, that's why this happens. All right, so okay. So that's about it. So I think League of Carry is pretty much done. League of Legends as a game is solved, so you don't need to be toxic or angry or raging anymore because, I mean, you're gonna be winning all the time. Now, assuming you are committed to. Because you see, the problem I had with League was as follows. Coaching does not work because you lose because of the shitters, right? That was my assumption. I said, okay, I need to change my teammates somehow. Because I know when I was playing with the pre-made teammates, like 3 or 4 Master Tier, we would win like 20 in a row, easy. Easy peasy. So I thought to myself, okay, it's the teammates that are causing me to lose. And coaching myself does not change that. But now it does. Alright? Dodging is officially a League of Legends skill now. It's like you have to be good at dodging. So next time I see a coach coaching a person, the first thing he should ask him is, how good is your dodging skill? How many games are you playing? How many lobbies are you playing? He's gonna say, I play every lobby. Okay, don't do that. Because you're gonna be in a loser's queue, you're gonna lose too much. My expectancy overall is probably about you'll be dodging somewhere between 3 to 5 games and playing 1 game. I'd say that's a fair dodge rate. Again, this is poker players do that. Professional poker players do that. So basically, playing every single game, every single lobby is noob, in my opinion. That's just noob. It's a noob way to do it. It's like playing poker every single hand. You're just gonna be net negative. And that's what you see. I talk about League of Legends players. I shit talk them a lot because they're on an emotional level. They are negative psychologically. Whereas I'm like, you can see, I'm not raging. I'm kind of like relaxed. Well, I'm not always relaxed, but I'm saying that like I'm not looking forward like, oh my god, I have to play the game. I have to win. Because dude, I already won so many games. It's like I'm just gonna win again. It's very predictable. And actually, I'm enjoying this process of watching. It's kind of like, I don't know, to some extent, it's fun because I like watching replays. Honestly, I just dig this stuff to see my own mistakes. And this is like kind of like fantasy football in a way. So you're kind of like drafting your teammates, only you get to play with them. To some extent, it's not boring. Like, it's not boring dodging lobbies because it's like fantasy football, effectively speaking. All right. Okay. So League is solved. League of Carry definitely works. 2 skills. How good is your dodge skill? How good is your individual skill? And that's it. Play OP champions. Make sure your team playing with is either good or it's stacked with absolutely brain dead shit. And make sure that the enemy does not have anti-carry champions so you can smash them. That's it. That's the whole League of Carry. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.